Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late February, early March 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for my Saggies. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time. Let's get it going. Talk to me, my guides. What's up with Sagittarius? And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you could lean in on. So let's get it popping. What's going on for Saggy, please, my guides? Nice and quick here. I mean, the deck is being particular. Usually, there it is. Okay, so we have this card that is representative of time. The endless procession of time that we have going on here. Now, it could represent the construct itself. Some of you might feel like time is slipping away, or that you're waiting, or it's going slow. But before we fully dive into that, that's a very deep card. Towards the end of the reading, I'm going to be speaking about the February subscriber surprise, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading here. You see this beautiful woman holding that hourglass. So like I said, to me, this is all representative of time, the progression of time. So once again, you might be going through certain situations where time is elapsing for whatever reason, or time plays a big factor. Whether you're waiting on the right time for something, or whether you've been waiting for a very long time. And I know I get into those modes sometimes as well, where I feel like time is very subjective, where some days it feels like the day goes by in a snap. Some days it feels like the day is dragging. Like, it's giving me these vibes. So hopefully you're not like waiting on something, because for a portion of you, that could be it. Hopefully you're not wasting your time as well, or feeling like you are. Let's get into tarot. And I always say this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote for us. I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the intuitive juiciness going. Let's shuffle it up and see what we got for you, Saggy. You've had a couple very interesting readings the past couple weeks. What's going on with Saggy, please? So, last week's reading was titled An Unexpected Return. Now, if nothing has returned into your life in the past week, those energies could still bleed over into this week. But I was getting that huge vibe of like something resurrecting, something coming back around, whether you wanted it or not, right? Like, it was giving me that past returning type of vibe. And the week before that, we had a reading where it looked like someone needs your assistance or wanted your help. But let's see what we have this week. I always say energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you. Let's get 3 cards, because we could be seeing your energy or somebody else's. Let's get 3 for Saggy, please. Thank you. All right, we are starting with a bang here, Sagittarius. We're starting with the Knight of Swords. This is a full flight. Let's go. Let's get this moving type of energy, which can be good. Could also be a little bit combative. We're going to have to talk about this. I don't necessarily feel like it's bad. Might just be linked to an air sign, but the Knight of Swords is starting with a bang. All right, we have the 2 of Swords, so lots of mental energy here, Sagittarius. A lot on the mind, possibly. Let's get one more out here. Let's get one more. If not you, someone you're linked to is thinking with all the sword energy. And we do have our good friend, the Magician, here on the back end. Powerful, okay? And that's one thing I want to say before we start breaking this down, Saggy, is these energies all on the top, they feel very powerful. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, heavy air energy showing up here. We have the Knight of Swords, the 2 of Swords. Once again, those are a suit of communication, but also of the mind. It could be very, very sharp and active. The energy could also be fleeting as well, but this powerful Magician, these are strong energies on the bookends here. The Knight of Swords. You might be linked to an air sign. So we think Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. If you're not linked to an air sign, this is a card that is in full flight. Let's go. It's a heavy action card. It is shooting off like a rocket. So something could be coming in quick, or you could be moving towards something quick. This is a card of travel and distance as well. I liken this very similar to like the Chariot and 8 of Wands. It's that rushed type of energy. Like, let's go. Let's get this moving. So it could be good. But I always say it could also be combative, right? So this could represent issues, situations. There could be some sort of conflict happening around you. Doesn't necessarily have to mean it's your conflict, but we got to clarify that for sure. Now, moving to the center, huge card of mystery, we have the Two of Swords. I always say in my style of reading, yes, this could take on the classical meanings of confusion, somebody being indecisive, but I always link this heavily to mystery, because you see this blindfold, they're hoodwinked, there's a moon, it's usually in the dark. So when I see the Two of Swords, I think of the unexpected, the surprising, the mysterious, something you don't quite see just yet. It could also represent somebody ignoring something or suppressing sometimes. Usually it's indecision, because when we get twos in tarot, they could represent partnerships or being at a fork in the road of some sort. So maybe some of you do feel like you're at a breaking point of some sort. Okay, but I don't feel somebody lingering here, because there's so much action and power in this spread. There's so much action. On the back end, we have the Magician, one of my favorite cards in the whole entire deck. Beautiful. You know, look how cute this Magician is right here. So this is a big card of creation, right? Manifesting, bringing things towards you. Now, if you're not the one to really believe in manifestation, the power of positive thinking and all that stuff, this can link into spirituality. So a lot of you might have an extra interest in ritual. You might have an extra interest in spiritual topics, spiritual knowledge. This is the bookend energy to the High Priestess. So I love this Magician. Now, the darker side of the Magician, it could represent dark spirituality. So you always want to make sure your energy is cleansed, protected in some sort of way. Don't dabble in any sort of dark spirituality as well. But when we see the Magician, it could represent control. So somebody that wants control, needs control of a situation. So there's good and bad with every card, right? But there's a lot of power here, Sagittarius. So with all that being said, let's dive deeper. We're going to jump in and clarify. All right, we're going to get a good shuffle here. What's going on for my Saggies, please? And like I said, we're starting with a bang with this Knight of Swords. Let's shuffle it up one time here. Talk to me, my guides. I'm interested to see what elements pop out underneath. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Swords. And Saggy, if you read tarot cards or you're just trying to learn, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Sagittarius, you can drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. Won't be stepping on my toes. What's up with that Knight of Swords, please? Interesting, when we look at the box, like the one sword card is like bright in the daytime, one is at nighttime. So there's an interesting duality here. Yeah, time for talk is over. Talk is cheap type of energy. Oh, all right, yeah, the time for talking about something is like passing, okay? Whether it's talking about something peacefully, a lot of you could be moving on from something as well with the Page of Cups in reverse. Could be having issues with a water sign as well. It could be any one of those things, any number of things. But to me, this, like I said, feels like it's time for action. It is not time to talk and think about this and plan for that. It's like, no, something has to be done. Something needs to happen now. Something needs to happen yesterday, and the time for talking is over. Actions speak louder than words, too. This is like talk is cheap. So pay attention to people's actions in this time. It's a big vibe I'm catching here with the Page of Cups in reverse, because usually this is a card of emotional outpouring. There could absolutely be some sort of conflict-based energy as well with this alignment in the front end. So I want to see how it plays out throughout the rest of the reading, because like you might just be over talking about something in general or to somebody. But let's keep moving over. I don't want to get hung up here, right? And I don't want to over conflate the message. I'll just give you what I feel, right? Let's go in on that Two of Swords. So now we're getting into the emotions with the water. So why is the Two of Swords here? And it makes sense, like last week you had unexpected energy, surprising energy, and it's showing up again. Where's the Two of Swords here for Saggy, please? Thank you. Knight of Cups. Peace offering. So this is so interesting, Sagittarius. Like there's somebody that is trying to or wants to extend a peace offering, wants to make something right. Doesn't mean that you're going to be entertaining that, or you might want to make something right with somebody else. Doesn't mean you're going to entertain that. But we have the Knight of Cups in the upright underneath this Two of Swords. This is somebody really thinking about this. They want to talk about something for sure. Don't worry about the police. They're not out to get me. But this does feel like somebody really wants to get something off their chest. They want to speak about something big time here. Unless you're just connected to a water sign, right? When we see this Knight of Cups. So we're going to keep pressing throughout the reading. I mean, it's an interesting dynamic that communication is here. Either someone wants to talk, but it's like very apologetic. Like somebody could be very sorry about something or very apologetic and want to make it right. So let's go over to that Magician here. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. 3 court cards as well. So I need to say this, Saggy, like especially with 2 knights, like the progression, there could be a lot of people. You could be very popular in this time as well, where there's just a lot of energies hitting you up in various ways. So let's see what's going on. And I'm also getting emotional vulnerability, like somebody opening up too. It's giving me interesting vibes here in the center. Could even have somebody who doesn't quite know how they feel or how to put it into words. What's the Magician here? Very confusing in the center. So why is the Magician here? Thank you. Chariot in reverse. Complete bookend energy to what we have in the beginning. Like, this is somebody that might really want to bring something to a halt, to a stop. A lot of you could be having issues. Water sign energy straight across the bottom. So we have a lot of emotion. We have a lot of thought. We have a lot of emotion. The battle between the heart and mind is showing up heavy here, Sagittarius. Now, some of you could be linked to Cancer when the Chariot shows up, but notice it's in reverse. Once again, a card of travel, distance, forward movement, forward momentum. And under this Magician, it's like, all right, you might need to put something to a stop. Either you're trying to or you need to. That's what it says here. Okay, like with the Magician, the control base, the manifestation. Chariot in reverse is like, whoa, 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 hold your horses, literally. Stop this now, or stop this for whatever reason. So we have this interesting play of energy, Sagittarius. So intriguing the way it all works. But you might need to enforce your control on a situation or an issue. Like you might need to step in to make something stop, okay? Or at least get involved in a little bit, okay? I mean, obviously you don't want to get involved too much in other people's business, but you might really want to put a stop to something, all right? Like you could help in that situation. Let's go through and do a quick recap here because we're getting a lot of different things. If you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we have the Knight of Swords with the Page of Cups in reverse. So to me, this is a clear indicator of somebody saying the time for talk is over. No more words about this. It can be conflict, so watch out. This could be a warning about button heads or conflict with people. But the talk is cheap, right? Actions speak louder than words. That's something I'm picking up here heavily. But moving to the center, we have the 2 of Swords with the Knight of Cups in the upright. Somebody being very apologetic, wanting to make something right. Now, I also did give that energy of somebody being confused about how they feel. They can't quite conceptualize it or put it into words. So these are 2 opposites right here in the center, very up and down. But once again, along the top, we have this thought-based energy. We have this feeling energy along the bottom, heavy water. Over here, clarifying the Magician, we have the Chariot in reverse. And to me, that is a clear alignment of spirit saying, like, hey, you need to enforce your control on something. There's something that you know deep down on the inside, there's something you know needs to come to a stop. Now, I'm not saying that's like between you and another person. It could just be a situation. It could even be a way of thinking, of course. But the Chariot in reverse is like, oh, this doesn't go any further. Like, it shouldn't go further. Don't let this spin out of control. There's something that needs to be put to a stop. So please take a screenshot of that. I'm going to get you a shadow card here, Saggy. I mean, take it if it hits, right? You can always check your other alignments as well. Let's get you one shadow card, though. What is in the shadows for Saggy? I'm using the Shadowland Tarot, as always. So let's see what's going on for you, my friends. I mean, what I will say about this energy is it doesn't feel treacherous, right? It doesn't feel like heavy warning type of energy, but it's something to pay attention to. Okay, all right, we have the 10 of Cups showing up here in the shadows. You might be having issues within the family sometimes when this shows up. Usually the 10 of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment, getting all that you want, all that you need, emotional fulfillment. So I always give the warning when this shows up as a shadow card that the grass might not be greener on the other side. You might want to reanalyze your hopes, dreams, and wishes when this shows up. Another thing is this could be a warning about overindulgences of any kind. So whether it's like drinking, partying, eating, whatever. Just watch out for any overindulgence when the Ten of Cups is in the shadows. But it can also represent somebody being too kind to others, giving too much of yourself, that you don't worry about your own happiness. You're always worried about that of others. Now, that is a beautiful, empathetic way to be, but if you're constantly only worried about those around you, you never have time for yourself. So Spirit could be saying all those things, some of those things to you. Only take what hits. But interesting play of energy here, Saggy. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the January subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for February, I've decided to run it back. Once again, we're doing 2 copies of the most adorable deck in all the land, the Smith Tiny Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments which card from this week's reading you thought was most adorable. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of February, the winners will be in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.